Well, Lobby Day for Planned Parenthood for all of us Generation Action members is an annual event. So, like, we know this is going to be happening every year around President's Day weekend. So, Planned Parenthood calls Dusty Ginner. She's the organizer down in Boise. She is the one that does all the calling and makes sure that we all have appointments and everything. A lot of the time, people try to avoid us, obviously, because we're Planned Parenthood and they don't want to talk about it. So sometimes, we have to keep calling and being like, we're constituents, like, we really want to meet with you, like, we're traveling all the way down there to meet you. So we did have an appointment for 9 a.m. with Senator Foreman, and I don't really know what happened personally. I wasn't involved in the process of like how it may have gotten canceled or changed. I'm not really sure. I was just told, like, all of us went there at 9 o'clock, and we were told that he had another meeting with somebody about seatbelts. So we were like, okay, we'll try to find him later maybe, or like, he might have a free second later, and they said there's no way, he's going to be tied up all day. So we were just like, okay, then I guess we're probably not going to see him today. No, we were also scheduled to see Bob Nanini, who's from like the Coeur d'Alene area, because one of our members is from Coeur d'Alene, so that's her representative, her senator. And we actually did get to meet with him. I wasn't in that meeting because the office was too small, so I stepped out. But from what I was told, it went really well. Like, he listened and everything, and he wanted to know what we had to say. He completely disagreed with everything we said, but he still was very civil and polite. He told us that because of his Catholic faith, he can't support 12 months of birth control for women, which was really difficult to hear because half of our group is Catholic. So, like, we do have a lot of religious people in our group that still support Planned Parenthood and birth control, because this 12 months of birth control bill is really important for women in Idaho. And then he took out a rosary and kind of waved it around a bit. So it was interesting. Okay, so when we meet with a senator, we always write them thank you notes, like to thank them for their time. So because Senator Foreman refused to meet with us, we wrote him thank you notes anyways that just said what we wish we could have said in the meeting, which was about 12 months of birth control and wanting comprehensive sex education in our state. So we wrote those, and then we wrote the giant note, and there was one condom that we taped to it because, I mean, we're talking about birth control, we're talking about sex education, it seemed applicable, and then later it became this whole thing, and everyone now thinks that we left like a pile of them and that it was really disrespectful, and there was one and it was taped to it. So I'm not really sure how that misinformation happened, but there was just one condom. And we were coming back from lunch and we saw him come out of his office. So the adult that was with us, Paul Dillon, who's the director of public affairs for Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington, North Idaho, all he said was, "Hi, Senator Foreman, we're from the University of Idaho." And that's when he said, "No, you're not, you're Planned Parenthood." And one of our members said, "But sir, like, we're your constituents." And he said, "I don't care." So, yeah. Yes. Yes, so there were two videos filmed. I filmed one of them. I filmed the one that's like right in front of him, and then one of our other members was kind of hiding her phone because she was scared. And she started filming a couple seconds before I did because I was stunned. I did not expect that to happen. And then it, like, we knew the other video existed of him at the Latah Fair calling somebody a liberal whatever. So I thought it would be good to film it because, especially with Planned Parenthood stuff, a lot of people will say things happen when they didn't, or that people's words get twisted. So we just wanted to make sure that we got documentation of like what actually happened. 15 minutes. It was really quick. So we left right after that because we were on our way home anyways. And so we had lunch and then we went back to the room and then we left. And the whole Senator Foreman thing happened in the hallway in between that. So in the car on the way home, we would get data like every hour or so because the service is so spotty. And all of our phones would just buzz and light up. And Paul Dillon was on the phone constantly with reporters. It was a huge deal, like all the way back. Yes, so honestly, a vast majority of it has been completely positive, has been really supportive, which is really good to feel, especially in Idaho. Even though it's mainly a conservative state, like people still are kind of saying that it's inappropriate the way he acted and that it was aggressive, even if they don't agree with our side, which is really cool that people are still willing to hear us out and talk about how important this 12 months of birth control bill is. People seem to understand that even if they don't completely agree with us. And the negative comments have mostly just been about like not seeing like the people not thinking that they see the full video because it starts in the middle of a sentence and just being like this is one side of the story, which is completely understandable, but the vast majority has just been completely positive and like no one's really been like antagonistic or said anything that's, you know, scary or like really not okay. So no, not at all. Well, I mean, the whole Twitter thing happened yesterday. So, I mean, I guess that's the only, and then it may or may not have been a fake account. So that's the only contact we've had with somebody that may or may not have been him. And yeah, other than that, there's been absolutely nothing. Paul Dillon, he's the public affairs manager for Planned Parenthood of Greater Washington and North Idaho. So he was just kind of the adult with our group. I am the president of the group on campus. So I was like the leader of our little like student group, and then he was there to support us. And so I've been getting a lot of requests because I filmed one video. Ashley Ayala has been getting a lot of requests because she filmed the other video, and so has Nicole Skinner because she posted a tweet about it that blew up. From I think ABC in New York and somebody in Chicago, somebody in Ireland. Like it's going to some weird places, but we're just really grateful that people are willing to you know, see what's going on in Idaho and help us talk about 12 months of birth control and comprehensive sex education because Senator Foreman obviously didn't want to. Yeah, no, probably not. Like that's what I was expecting. I was expecting him to just sit with, because we know his position. We know he's introduced a bill to literally make abortion a murder charge. But like for me personally and for the group, like if I'm against a bill, especially or for a bill, especially like this 12 months of birth control, because it's so important, I want to know that I personally did absolutely everything I could to get something passed, even if it means talking to somebody and I probably won't change their mind, I at least have to try. So even though we knew he probably wouldn't agree with us, we still just had to do our part as citizens and participate in representative democracy. No, I think yesterday the majority Senate leader asked us if we were okay. It went pretty quickly around the Capitol building, like everyone knew what happened. The security guard apologized to us. As you can see in the video, he was like, "Ee." So, but other than that, yeah, I don't think we've had anything. I just know, I mean, I know he's being taken to the ethics committee because of his tweet, but we haven't had any contact with anyone, no. No, no, no. Mm-mm. Yeah, thank you. No, I just really want to hit home that this 12 months of birth control bill is really important, and it's something that really needs to be passed in the Idaho legislature.